Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. As always, I'm Eddie Sanchez with The World Today. Today's topic is going to be immigration. I had to think about it for a second because immigration means so much to so many, and it's just different, right? Nowadays, it's used more for political warfare versus how it started out to be. You know, back in the days, it wasn't thought of as evil people taking over your country, because there really was no country. Immigrants made this country. It was made by different people. It wasn't just made by one type of person. I mean, the Chinese came and built railroads. The Irish came and worked jobs, factory work and stuff like that. All kinds of people made this country what it is today. So without immigration, this country doesn't exist. But I want to have a kind of a candid conversation, kind of get people's opinions. I want to see how they see immigration. Do they see it as this evil caravan coming towards you with evil people to take over this land? Or do they see it for what it really is? Well, let's talk about immigration. The term immigration was coined back in the 17th century. All the stuff I'm going to be talking about, you're going to see links down below. So you'll see articles, videos, and all kinds of things relating to what I'm talking about. So if you guys want to know more, check out the links below. And as always, if you already haven't, subscribe to my channel. Anyway, let's get into it. So let's go back to the early 18th century. What did we have here? We had farmlands, we had farmers, we had a lot of farmers, because that's basically what this country really, what it was. It was agricultural versus anything else. This was before the Industrial Revolution in the late 18th century. So let's begin with involuntary immigration. We took men and women from Africa, we brought them over here and we made them slaves. Now, it's a sad thing that we did that. But again, it's part of history. It's not like, oh my God, I'm the only one that knows it. No, everybody knows this. It's a part of history. It's a sad part of history. But they brought slaves over in ships. They sold them and they traded them, all kinds of stuff with slaves. So that's a long time ago. Let's move a little bit more forward, to like the late 18th century, when the Industrial Revolution kicked off. And we had a necessity for immigrants, for workers. Before, there was no need for workers because there was no machines, but now we have machines and we were building stuff, we were producing stuff. This became a production place, right? I mean, in the early, I think the first Ford came out of production like in 1911. Don't quote me on that, but like the late 1800s, early 19th century, late 18th century, early 19th century was a very productive time in this country, and immigrants were a big part of it. Immigrants, you would say, kind of are part of what made this country great. We made this country. Without immigrants, you don't have this country. If you didn't have immigrants, you would just have Native Americans here. That's who was here before us. So basically, this country was made by immigrants. So those people that don't like immigrants, don't forget, somebody's parent or somebody's ancestor that migrated here. You weren't born here, okay? A lot of us weren't. Again, unless you're Native American, and I apologize. In that case, then you are from here. Anyway, let's keep going. Why do people migrate? Let's put it in simple terms. We've been migrating since the beginning of time. People migrate due to, if they don't have food, due to war, due to all kinds of reasons. There's many reasons, and you move on to greener pastures. There's many reasons why you would migrate. The main reason, you want to support your family. You want to support them, you want to feed them, you want to get them out of danger. You do whatever it takes. If you feel like there's no food here, this land is all out of food, and this is from the beginning of time, they migrate or they move to a different place. Before it was more common, there was no rules, there was no like state lines or anything like that. People just walked for miles and miles and miles. Sometimes, when the times became easier, they had ships and they went in ships. Anyway, let me not lose the point. There's many reasons why people come to the US. I'm going to give you a few reasons, why. The Industrial Revolution was one of the main factors. A lot of people started coming to the US. Another reason, famine. We had the Great Famine from 1845 to, let's say 1845 to 1949 approximately. I have links down below, so if I get the dates a little bit off, just forgive me, but check them down below. But basically, Great Famine, during that time in Ireland, people were starving. There was no food for your family, so it's either stay there and starve or die of disease, or venture to somewhere new, the land of opportunity, which was America, the land of the great, of the promises, of all these things. People thought this was the place, the Holy Land, so to speak, not literally. But people were migrating over here because they had a chance to survive, versus if they stayed where they were, in this particular case, the Irish, during the famine, they would have died. They would have starved or died of disease. So they decided to migrate. They had no choices. Die or leave where you know and migrate to another country. Or different places, not just America. I'm just using America because we are in America and we're talking about the United States of America. All right, another reason, religious persecution. A good example of it, the Jewish were being prosecuted during World War II. I mean, throughout history, they've been prosecuted, but I'm just giving a specific example of during World War II. They were trying to seek asylum in the U.S. And the U.S. turned a lot of them down. I'm not saying all of them didn't come, because obviously they wouldn't have survived, but some of them did survive through escaping through Europe. Some came to the U.S., but we did not want to give them asylum because we were like, why should we allow you in our country? We didn't think it was like, I don't know what the president was thinking at the time, but it was a bad idea to turn them down. But I guess they didn't know, the evil that was going on, the Holocaust. They were killing millions of people, gone for no reason, just because of their religious beliefs. That sounds insane. It sounds like a different world. It doesn't even sound like it was a part of this world, but it was. In the 1940s, a lot of people, longer than that, but I'm just giving an example during World War II, a lot of them got killed in the concentration camps. It's a sad, sad thing. Let's bring it back to modern times. We had a crazy person just shoot up a synagogue. It's crazy. Just because of their religion. You kill people because of their choice to believe what they want to believe. That doesn't even sound right. It sounds insane, and that's exactly what it is. But it's like kind of ironic. The Jews were running away from prosecution because of their religious beliefs. They come to America, and yet we still have crazy people here trying to kill them. But America isn't perfect. Okay? No land is perfect by any means. It is great, but it is not perfect by any means. There's always room for improvement. I'm not saying that we should let everybody rush through this, just come in, open waters. But I'm saying we should be open to immigrants, because that's what made this country great, immigrants. Again, that's my opinion. If we didn't let anybody in, again, this would be a different place. This wouldn't be the land that it is today. Immigrants made this place. So don't forget that when you're shunning people and you're saying, no, you can't come in because of where you're coming from, or your country is not good enough to come over here. Whatever the reason might be. Be open. Be open to a conversation. Don't just shut me out. Hear the people out. Be open to conversation. Because the second conversation stops, That's when things like civil wars get started. Craziness like that, right? Always be open to conversation. Talk to people and let people know you're open to communicating with them. Anyway, these are my opinions, right? I mean, in the future, we might need to migrate to another planet, another universe. Then what? We're gonna have aliens telling us, no, you can't come over? You know, immigration is a way of life, right? We seek to better ourselves. That's what we do. We're humans. We seek for better conditions, always. We never settle. And we always strive for perfection. And I believe America is a great start. It's not perfect, but it's a great start, and it is a great country. Those are my opinions. Those are my thoughts. Again, if you guys have comments, please leave them down below. I look forward to hearing from you guys. What do you guys think of immigration? Do you guys like it? Do you guys hate it? What's your opinion? Don't be intimidated by immigration. It is progress. Okay? Anyway, as always, I'm Eddie Sanchez with The World Today. I hope you found this insightful. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I'll see you guys next time. As always, Eddie Sanchez with The World Today. Take care, guys. God bless. Bye.